This May 20th meeting of the county commission now be in session. Call the roll.
Richard Peters. Ed Ritchie. Lawrence Hodge. Nancy Brown. Here. Joel Street.
Present.
Richard Winters.
Here.
Ronnie Crivitt.
Yeah.
Harry Seas.
Present.
Charles Montana.
Present.
Chelsea Chester.
Present.
Steve Grant.
Present.
Tom Bowers.
Here.
Joanne Blankenship. Present. Charlie Bailey.
Here.
Bobby Dees.
Present.
Ken Arden.
Here.
Steve Chambers.
Here.
Ron Lewis.
Here.
Sonia Fuller.
Present.
Russell Cott.
Here.
Scott Sam.
Here.
Bill Armstrong. Pat Hicks.
Present.
Robert Goff.
Present. Mr. Armstrong called me last night. Probably wouldn't be here due to some illness in the family. Now we have our opening prayer by Lawrence Hodge and then the pledge of allegiance by Tom Street.
Let's pray. Father God, we thank you, Lord, for the privilege we have to serve, Lord, in this capacity. We ask God that we carry out the business of the county the way you'd have us to. Thank you for the privilege to lead, guide, and direct. Father, thank you for our country. Thank you for the good rain we're having. Father, we'd ask God to bless us, be up on the sick, be with Brother Armstrong, be with Brother Richie, Lord. Watch over them, care for them, heal their bodies. That your will might be done. Thank you again for everything you give us. Our health, the wealth, the food we eat, Lord. We just thank you for it. We don't take nothing for granted. We give you the praise for it. In Christ's most precious name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we'll have our public comments portion of our meeting. Do I have anybody like to speak? Yes, ma'am. Come back.
And I have some pictures I'd like them to look at as I'm giving my own.
That's fine. Before we get started, I'd just like to remind everybody we have 2 minutes per person, and it has to be something that's on the agenda.
When I was at planning, they put my name on here to talk about this. I don't know about what it does, but my
What
name
is
is
your name, ma'am?
Dora Kinzer. I live at 2678 Highway 91, and for the past several years, I've attempted to have something done about a large quantity of tires that are stacked on property located at the rear of 122 Big Sandy. In 2011, I took pictures of the tires and took a copy to the planning office. They said they would look into it. I checked with them in 2012, and during the summer was told that the county attorney was supposed to take the landowner to court. I explained that my neighbor had killed 5 copperhead snakes coming from the property where the tires were located. I again checked with the planning office a couple months later and was told they were still waiting for the county attorney to take the landowner to court. This went on through the summer. It is now 2013. I have taken pictures again this year showing the property with the trailer at the front of the property, now vacant with trash around the porch. The tires still piled up and the household trash piled up in the vacant building on the lot in the back of the trailer. It is again time for the snakes to start roaming. I watch my 2.5-year-old niece who wants to run around my yard. As you know, even with you right behind a toddler, they are like a flash when they take off, and I would not like her to run and step on a snake. I would really appreciate it if someone would do their job. I think that Tennessee has an environmental court that can address these issues. The county could possibly do the cleanup, bill the landowner, give them a time frame to pay the bill. If it isn't paid, put a lien against the property, put it up for auction, and have income for the county. Carter County has some beautiful country and a lot of potential. It is a shame to drive down the roads and see houses that look more like the county dump and bring down the value of the homeowners who try to maintain their homes. And that's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Mayor. Anyone else?
And when y'all get done, I can get my picture back.
All right. Come up, Lord.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think in 2 minutes, you can't hardly get your breath, but do the best we can. I think everybody here is probably more concerned about what's going to happen to the rescue squad than this entire meeting. And the rescue squad, I think, is offering one of the best deals to begin with that they could probably ever dream of.
Mr. Lewis, excuse me, that's not on the agenda, sir. You have to press what's on the agenda.
Okay. All right, thank you. This is the Yogi Show, and we understand it, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Have a seat. Anyone else? Number 6, accept the minutes from our previous meeting. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Brown, second by Mr. Lewis. Any discussion? Mr. Von Cannon.
I'd like to point out that the highway committee meeting that was just placed on our desk was that in relation to the opening of the quarry, sand mine and quarry, that I voted no. I should have voted pass, but my reason for voting no at that time was that I wasn't in favor of the sand mine being open, period. Therefore, a no was a bad vote, pass was a bad vote, yes was a bad vote, so I didn't know how to vote, but I'm saying that I wasn't in favor of the quarry being open, period. And I think that ought to be changed in the committee minutes.
Chairman Bowers, I thought we were having a discussion on the minutes of the last month's meeting.
That's correct, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on minutes from our previous commission meeting? We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Now we have our notaries and bonds.
Kimberly G. Garrett, Cameron L. Hyder, Jeremy S. Glover, Lance C. Simley, Amy C. Bryan, Dustin Tester, Nora Peters, Sonia Ferguson, Stephen J. Head, Beverly L. White, Deborah S. Morton, and add Christina D. Cruz.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion by Ms. Keller and second by Mr. Hodges. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. And we have a recognition of our elected and appointed officials and their guests. Would you stand, please? Thank you, folks, for the service. Number 9 will be our property additions and deletions from the tax roll. Lewis, not here. You get that?
Yeah, Randall's not, was able to be here today, so I'm here if there's any questions, I can try to answer them.
Come up, please.
On some of the agendas, you may have to run October the 11th, 2011. I'll try to correct myself.
Yes, ma'am. Explain this to us if you would, please.
Well, I think in each packet, there's the listing of additions to the tax rolls that were made through the year. from October 1st, 2011 through March 31st, 2013. And also there's listing of property taxes that were deleted from the tax rolls from the same period. So these are sent to us from the assessor's office, the request to do any additions or deletions. So we just, we have the paperwork on all of it if there's any questions, but that's a listing of each one and the amounts that were changed. So I don't really have a lot more to add to it, but if there's any questions, we do have the paperwork in our office if anybody needed to look at one or needed one pulled. But it's paperwork sent from the assessor's office to our office, and we make the necessary changes. So.
Thank you. We have a motion to accept this list.
I make that motion. Second.
Motion by Ms. Blankenship, second by Mr. Brown, to accept this list. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carried. Thank you. I have the mayor's presentation of some plaques.
Chairman, since this involves money, do we not need a roll call?
We may. Thank you. Go ahead and call the roll.
Rupert Peters. Lawrence Hodge. Nancy Brown.
Aye.
Joel Street. Richard Winters.
Aye.
Ronnie Trivet. Mary Sis. Charles Martin. Elsie Testor. Lawrence Hodge. Stephen Rance, I'm sorry. Tom Allen. Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bates. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Fuller. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Bill Armstrong, Pat Hicks. And Robert Goff. All ayes.
All ayes, motion carried. Now, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Isn't it wonderful to witness those youth that possess a high level of willpower and determination? These traits, when coupled with ambition and a strong work ethic, usually result in success. An excellent example of this is Hampton High School senior Blake Walsh. At the age of 17, Blake took a CAD position with Tennessee Valley Authority, transferring old documents to digital format. He is one of 4 Hampton High School students and career and technical education students employed by TVA. Blake has been extremely busy this school year. In March, he won first place in the Technical Sketching and Application Division of Tennessee's Technical Skills Application State Competition. This qualifies him to compete at the national level in June. In April, he placed 8th in the State Skills USA Carpentry Competition. And most recently, he sat for the American Design Drafting Association's Certified Draftsman exam. The test consists of 395 questions that are to be completed within 3 hours. The exercise qualifies one's knowledge of drafting concepts as well as nationally recognized standards and practices. I'm extremely proud to announce that he passed the exam and now holds the designation of Certified Draftsman. Help me welcome Mr. Blake Walsh. Congratulations, Blake.
Thank you.
That's quite an accomplishment. Also with us today is Hampton High School drafting and engineering instructor, Mr. Daniel Barnett. Daniel, will you stand, please? Much credit is due to Mr. Arnett, for it was his teaching style that got Blake's attention at the start of his high school career. He pushes his students hard and makes clear to them that the real world is not going to lay down and let them have anything for free. His goal is simply to educate each student to a level where they, upon graduation, will know as much as he does. Mr. Arnett, thank you for your dedication and commitment to Carter County's youth and all that you do to ensure each of your students receives a quality education. For our future lies within our youth. Your work ethic and professionalism are very commendable. Sir, job well done. On March 21st, Emma Hobson, a member of the Practical Nursing Facility at the Tennessee Technology Center in Elizabethton, was named Teacher of the Year by the American Technical Education Association at its national convention in Chattanooga. American Technical Education Association is an association for post-secondary technical education with emphasis on professional development. The organization is dedicated to excellence and quality of post-secondary education, focusing on practical teaching ideas and best practices. It recognizes outstanding performance and leadership and provides a network for career connectivity. Emma received an associate's degree in nursing from East Tennessee State University, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Regis University, and Master of Science in Nursing from Liberty University. She has served as Clinical Services Administrator at the Center on Aging and Health in Irwin, Director of Nursing, Assistant Director of Nursing, and MDS Coordinator at Lake Bridge Care Center in Johnson City. From 1987 to 98, she has served as House Supervisor, Clinical Manager, ICU, Clinical Manager, ER, Nurse Liaison for Rehab Center, Staff Nurse, Nursing Administrator, ICU, Emergency Department, and Rehab Department at Johnson City Medical Center. Emma joined the nursing faculty at Tennessee Technology Center in Elizabethton in 2002, is a published book author, and has written numerous articles for several national magazines. She's been selected the past 2 years to travel to Chicago to prepare test questions for the National Council of State Boards of Nursing, the testing service that writes the national test of licensed nurses. She has also written for the Assessment Technology Institute of Kansas City in the nursing assessment content area. For the past 10 years, Emma, along with Sandy Barker, have shared responsibilities for classroom instruction and clinical training for approximately 80 to 90 nursing students each year. The 12-month practical nursing program at Tennessee Technology Center in Elizabethton prepares students for the Tennessee Board of Nursing examination. Currently, the licensure exam pass rate is 96%. By any standard, this is an outstanding level of achievement. Help me welcome Ms. Emma Hobson. Emma, I'd like to thank you for all that you do for our students here in Burke County. Thank you. We're extremely fortunate to have people like Ms. Hobson, Mr. Arnett in our school systems. It really does make a difference. The first permanent settlers arrived in what is now Carter County in 1770. In In 1772, these settlers established the Watauga Association and drafted the first written constitutional form of government west of the Appalachian Mountains. It was here in 1775 that Richard Henderson and Daniel Boone negotiated the Treaty of Sycamore Shoals, which resulted in the sale of 20 million acres of Cherokee lands in Kentucky and Tennessee. This paved the way for the building of the Wilderness Road. Also, in 1780, Fort Watauga at Sycamore Shoals served as the mustering ground for the Over Mountain Men in preparation for the Battle of Kings Mountain. This Patriot victory is truly a pivotal point in the Revolutionary War. Sycamore Shoals is often referred to as the place where liberty began. We are so fortunate to have Sycamore Shoals State Historic Area, which so accurately represents a crucial time in our nation's history. The Watauga Valley Fife and Drum Corps is an extremely important component of this historical preservation effort. The group provides the means for us to hear the sounds from the Revolutionary period, actually bringing history alive. The original Fife and Drum Corps was formed in 1974 for the bicentennial by a gentleman named Ken Northwood. It lasted a number of years and with lack of support simply went away. The passion and commitment of John Large resulted in the current corps being organized approximately 6 years ago. Under his direction, the Watauga Valley Fife and Drum Corps served as field musicians for the North Carolina Militia's Washington County Regiment during every event held at Sycamore Shoals in the Carter's Mansion. The Watauga Valley Corps is the only active Fife and Drum Corps in Tennessee. This group works tirelessly to represent Elizabethan and Carter County throughout the state. The members always conduct themselves in an exceptional manner, true professionalism that we can be proud of. The Corps is dedicated to the preservation of our heritage, and I consider it to be a tremendous asset to our community. Each of us should do everything possible to lend our support and keep the music playing. I think Mr. John Large, is there any member of the Corps here today? Mr. Large is not able to be with us today, but we were going to present him with a plaque for all of his work to help us in that effort. In today's challenging workplace, there are 10 traits employers are usually in search of when talking to prospective employees. These are individuals must be character-driven, reliable, have a positive attitude, responsible, proactive, dependable, diligent, self-disciplined, and dedicated. It is extremely rare to find individuals that possess all these traits, and even more so in the current work environment, to have them stay with the organization for any significant length of time. The assessor's office has been blessed in this regard. Today we're here to recognize 2 such individuals, and I think from talking with the assessor that those people weren't able to be with us either. Each of these are now entering a new chapter in their lives. It's called retirement. I personally want to thank each of them for their many years of faithful service and extend a wish for countless years of happy and worry-free retirement. The first was Mr. Paul Jones, 10 years service to the county, and the second was Miss Sandy Richardson, or Sandra Richardson, with 12 years service. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor. Now we have committee appointments and confirmations from the nominating committee and the mayor. Mr. Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In your packet, you have some applications for appointment to various committees that have vacancies at this time. Most of them, I think, are reappointments who reapplied after their term has expired. First one, the Agriculture Committee, whose terms have expired: Gerald Street, Sonia Cullen, Harry Sisk, Bill Farmer, Terry Hubbard, Mike Hyder. And all of these folks have reapplied to be appointed back to the Agriculture Committee, and they have been approved by Mr. Keith Hart. So I make a motion that these folks be reappointed for a 2-year term. Second.
Motion by Mr. Sisk, second by Mr. Hardy, to reappoint these people. Any discussion? Mr. Von Cannon? Mr. Von Cannon, did you have something?
Yes.
All in favor to reappoint these people, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Second one, had experienced some vacancy was the Audit Committee. Travis Hobby and David Workman, and they have reapplied and are recommended by the mayor, and we need to confirm their reappointment for a 4-year term. I make a motion that we approve their reappointment.
Second.
Who second? Mr. Hicks. Any discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carried.
Equalization Board, there were 2 members of this committee that their term has expired, and they both have reapplied. And that's Melvin Jack and Kathy Milhorn. Their applications are in your folder, and I make a motion that we reappoint them for a 2-year term.
Second. Motion by Mr. Sisk, second by Mr. Lewis, to reappoint these folks. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Public Records Commission. With the retirement of Judge Lynn Brown, it's necessary to reappoint an active judge back to that slot. And the recommendation is for Judge Gene Stanley to fill the open seat on county records. I make that a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Sisk, second by Mr. Trigg, to Judge Stanton. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, on your agenda, you'll find a couple of other committees, which I left back there on the table. Give me just a second, please.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
just to follow up in reference to what Commissioner Sisk was talking about as far as appointments to the Equalization Board, I did receive a piece of correspondence there on Friday from Mayor Alexander indicating that the city's reappointment to the Equalization Board is Mr. Thomas Dempsey Shell, and he's been confirmed. I didn't put that on the table in your package because we are able to receive, but we'll make that later.
Thank you.
You have a list of the other applicants for that.
Now, I don't have a list per se, but I think the applicants were included in the packet for the Judicial Commission and Planning Commission.
For judicial, this is planning. Robert Carroll, Bill W. Peters, James Hughes, Ralph Watson.
We have 2 for judicial commissioner and 3 for planning. Mr. Sisk, Mr. Peters is applying for judicial commissioner.
Okay, do that again.
We have 2 for judicial commissioner, applying for the position of judicial commissioner. One is Bill W. Peters, the other is Suzanne E. Gagg. Mr. Arnold?
Mr. Chairman, I understand Mr. President has applied also, but I don't find his paperwork.
Who did?
Mr. President, on the back.
Mr. Chairman, I think if third year, if they would want to speak with last year.
That'd be fine. I don't have Mr. Preston's application in my book. But that's fine, we'll put him on the list to be considered for judicial commissioner. Or-
Correct.
Okay.
Should these go back to the nominating committee, since they wouldn't come before the nominating committee, and outside step in the committee?
We usually open these for nominations from the floor, which is copacetic with the rule. But if each one of these, or if any of these 3 for judicial commissioner would like to speak before the commission takes any action, you're welcome to.
Mr. Peters? Well, I was waiting on the lady. I think there's a lady there. But I'll just stand right here if you don't care. My name is Bill Peters, born and raised in Carter County. I've worked out of state for a number of years. I retired in 2000. After retirement, I decided that I wasn't ready to quit. So I applied for a job at Northeast Correctional Institute in prison at Mountain City. Was hired. I went 65. I was the oldest graduate of Oklahoma Correctional Officers Academy. I was hired. I worked at the prison. After working at the prison for a while, the drive and the cost of the gasoline and everything was too much. So I resigned my position at the prison. I was in charge of 128 prisoners. I was locked up for 12 hours every day. And I had no incidences in my squad. After leaving the prison, I went to work for a bonding company. And I was a bondsman in Carter, Johnson, Washington, Greene, and Unicoi County. And I worked as a bondsman. I am quite familiar with the judicial process and the process. And I'm retired, don't plan on going back out, working outside of Carter County again. I'd like to serve my county if I could. It's your pleasure. Thank you.
Ms. Gay, would you like to say anything?
I was just this morning, I'm going to apologize for that. I just want to express my gratitude for being able to serve Carter County. 4 years. And we've implemented a lot of change in this position. Still got a lot of work to do, and I want to the opportunity to keep working on this. And I want your votes. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Preston.
Say, President, Cosmo 50th District, got school bus Party County, and I've lived in the county for approximately 24 years now. Look forward to serving the county, and the county's been good to me. Continue serving the county in some way, in addition to what I have been doing.
Have I have any questions, Mr. Preston? Thank you. Yes, you have anything? Okay. All right. I guess the floor will be open for nomination.
Nominate Suzanne Gay.
Any other?
Nominate Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, I nominate Mr. Bill Peters.
All right. When the roll is called, you can all vote for one, so respond with the name of the person you wish to vote for, whether it be Peters, Gallion, or Preston. Any discussion, any questions?
Lawrence Todd,
Yay.
Nancy Brown,
Yeah.
Joel Street,
Gallion.
Richard Winters,
Gain.
Ronnie Crivitt,
Peters.
Harry Seas.
Stephen
I'm sorry,
Peters.
Charles Montana,
Peters.
Elsie Tester,
Gay.
Steve Lawrence,
Yay.
Tom Alves,
Preston.
Joanne Blankenship,
Gay.
Charlie Bates,
Peters.
Bobby Diggs,
Peters.
Ken Arden,
President.
Steve Chambers,
Gay.
John Lewis,
Peters.
Sonia Coler,
Gay.
Russell Cott,
Yay.
Scott Sands,
Peters.
Bill Armstrong, Pat Hicks,
Gallion.
Robert Goff,
Peters.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to change my vote to yes. Thirteen for Ms. Gaddy. Congratulations, Ms. Gaddy, service. Thank you. All right, we have three for the planning commission.
Applications for vacancy on the planning commission. Robert Carroll, James Hughes, and Ralph Watson.
Thank you. Floor will be open for nomination.
How about Chris? Mr. Sis, how many of these is on the planning commission now?
I believe Mr. Watson just his
One.
term
Just one?
expired, yeah.
The other two gonna be new applicants, right?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Cotton, do you have anything?
Mr. Hughes, I nominate Mr. Hughes.
All right. Well, you can, okay.
Nominate Mr. Watson.
Any other nomination?
I nominate Mr. Carroll.
Very well. We have three nominations. You can vote for two. When your name is called, please respond with the name of the person you wish to vote for, whether it be Carol, Watson, or Hughes. Any questions?
Excuse me.
One or two? Two. You can vote for two, yes.
Two vacancies, Mr. Chairman.
Two vacancies, yes. Call the roll, please.
Buford Peters,
Watson, Hughes.
Lawrence Hodge,
Carol Hughes.
Nancy Brown,
Carol Hughes.
Joel Street,
Watson and Hughes.
Richard Winters,
Watson and Hughes.
Ronnie Tribbett,
Hughes and, Carol.
Harry Seas,
Watson and Hughes.
Charles Montana,
Watson and Hughes.
Elsie Tester,
Watson and Carol.
Steve Grants,
Watson and Hughes.
Tom Bowers,
Watson and Hughes.
Joanne Blankenship,
Hughes. Watson and Hughes.
Charlie Bailey,
Watson and Hughes.
Bobby Deeds,
Hughes. Watson.
Ken Arden,
Watson and Hughes.
Steve Chambers,
Watson and Hughes.
John Lewis,
Hughes and Carol.
Sonia Fuller,
Watson and Hughes.
Russell Kite,
Watson, Hughes.
Scott Sands,
Carol and Hughes.
Bill Armstrong, Pat Hicks,
Carol Hughes.
and Robert Ball.
Carol Hughes.
April Carroll, Quinlan Hughes.
Watson.
15 for Watson, 21 for Hughes, and 8 for Carroll.
All right, Mr. Hughes has 21 votes, Mr. Watson has 15, and Mr. Carroll has 8. So Mr. Watson and Mr. Hughes will be elected to the planning commission. Congratulations. Brings us to the mayor's report. The mayor's report.
I'd like to ask Nancy Brown and Robert Ball to come up, please. With me. My late husband always said, education is one thing that no one can ever take from you. The county officials certificate training program is a comprehensive educational training program administered by the University of Tennessee County Technical Assistance Service, and it was started in 1982. Because every election brings a substantial turnover in county offices, CTAS gears the training program to finish within a 4-year period. This program is designed to provide specialized, office-specific, technical, administrative, managerial, and leadership training to elected officials and their employees in order to help them run their office more effectively. It also offers a comprehensive knowledge of the inner workings of county government. Graduates of this program obtain a thorough knowledge of county government and are designated with the title of Certified Public Administrator. The University of Tennessee honored several county officials as Certified Public Administrators in April, following a capstone forum at Montgomery Bell State Park. Our county mayor, Leon Humphreys, was among those receiving this honor. To achieve this designation, he completed 80 credit hours from 3 categories of training. Category A requires 40 hours of job-specific technical training courses, including the study of the Tennessee County Government Handbook, which is 310 pages, and the test is like an exam that you would have in college. Efficient county government administration requires a thorough knowledge of the types of county services to be delivered, highly developed financial skills, a keen awareness of the legal environment in which the county officials work, and proficiency in information technology. Category B requires 20 hours of leadership and management training. These courses aid county government officials in managing their staff better and serving the public. After completion of these 60 hours, a comprehensive examination test, his understanding of the characteristics of the efficient county government and issues relating to the delivery of county services, legal environment, and county finances. Capstone is a 3-day forum attendance which the mayor was invited to attend and paid the required fee of $300. The purpose of Capstone is to provide the county official with the opportunity to demonstrate the administrative, leadership, and management skills gained through this program. 20 hours credit were received for attendance of this Capstone event. At the conclusion of the 3-day forum, Mayor Humphrey was designated by the University of Tennessee as a certified public administrator. No other state in this nation provides county employees with such specialized training. This program is available to every county employee in this state. Tennessee Statute 5-1-130, 8-24-102, 67-1508, 29-20-102, 5-1-308 is the statutes in Tennessee that specializes in, that designates the Educational Incentive Payment Program. Any full-time county officer who is designated as a certified administrator shall receive an annual educational incentive payment from the state treasurer in the amount of $375, which amounts shall be increased by the like amount each year until they reach $1,500 per year. Each county is encouraged and authorized to provide in its annual budget the payment of an annual educational incentive to employees who obtain the designation of a certified public administrator in an amount not to exceed $3,000 less any payment received from the state of Tennessee, and is paid in one payment no later than October the 31st. This is only to full-time county employees. Mayor Humphreys has now become one of only 24 currently serving county mayor executives in the state to reach the designation as certified public administrator. Congratulations.
Thank you, Julie.
Nancy and Robert to come up and join me in this. We all three are certified. Melissa, if you would come up. Melissa is also certified, and so is Miss Bristol, Jody Bristol. And Randall, Lewis, Randall's not here today. I guess we better turn it that way. I'm sorry, I didn't get that so bad.
Thank you, Joanne. Yes, sir.
Thursday, I was driving through town and I saw a group of folks with orange jerseys on, or orange sweaters. And I thought, the University of Tennessee has invaded Elizabeth. However, what it turned out to be was the Citizens in Action had pressure washed the Veterans Walk. They had cut the hedges. Never have I seen a woman operate a pair of shears the way this one did. However, the Citizens in Action have changed their motif. They're now more friendly. Thank you, because from those that are veterans and those that of the community, we thank you for your contribution.
Since you brought that up, even though it wasn't on the agenda, Ms. Chairman, if you'd allow, some of you had an opportunity to attend the celebration at Elizabethton High School there last week, honoring Vietnam veterans. It was a welcome home and memorial service. If that service, for those of you that were in attendance, didn't touch your heart, you need to see a cardiologist quick, because those students at Elizabethton High School are something to really be proud of. They did an outstanding job as they delivered the eulogies for the 10 veterans that attended Elizabethton High School that didn't make it. They served their country. They gave the ultimate. So, I wish those people could have been here with us today, because they really deserve recognition. Youth that stood out. They didn't have to. There was no one that forced them. But they got looking back and they saw in history how our veterans were treated, mistreated at the return home. So they did something to try to correct that, and it is just an unbelievable effort on their part. So even though they're not here today, I think we should give those students and Mr. Alex Campbell's class a round of applause. And just to follow up briefly on what Commissioner Blankenship stated in reference to the County Technical Training Program, it's not just for elected officials. Each of you as commissioners have that opportunity, and I know some of you are doing that now. But I would encourage office holders, the elected officials, to pass that opportunity along to their employees, full-time employees, because it is an experience. And as someone new coming into county government, not having worked in government before, and I'm a good example of that, you have a tendency to make some mistakes. I've made mistakes. We all do from time to time. But this gives you an opportunity, once you've completed the classroom training, to fellowship and interact with people all across the state. And the capstone was the ultimate experience, because in my particular group, there was about 30 different folks there from all levels of county government, and quite an experience it was. So I would encourage you to participate. I would encourage the office holders to open this opportunity up within your budgets, and it allows for these staff members that are a critical part of our day-to-day operations, give them that opportunity. It's an investment. It's not a cost. It's a true investment into your staff and your employees. Currently, we have an extremely serious health issue across this country. Each year, more than 1 million people in the United States are diagnosed with one of the countless forms of cancer. In Carter County, the cancer mortality rate is 16.5% higher than that of the national average. For more than 65 years, the American Cancer Society has been finding answers that save lives, from changes in lifestyle to new approaches and therapies to improving cancer patients' quality of life. In fact, no single non-governmental, not-for-profit organization in the U.S. has invested more to find the causes and cures of cancer. While the American Cancer Society is making progress toward a future without cancer, it is only through our dedication and diligent support efforts that the organization's relentless battle against cancer will be able to continue. Each of us should participate or sponsor Relay for Life activities. Those that do can take pride in knowing that we are working to create a world where this disease will no longer threaten our loved ones. Therefore, I issued the following Paint the Town Purple proclamation. Whereas Paint the Town Purple is an activity of the American Cancer Society that promotes cancer awareness, gives individuals and communities an opportunity to fight back against cancer, and whereas money raised during Paint the Town Purple Days in Carter County supports the American Cancer Society's mission of saving lives and creating a world with less cancer and more birthdays. By helping people stay well, by helping people get well, by finding cures for cancer, and by fighting back. And whereas the American Cancer Society funded more than $150 million in cancer research last year through money raised in communities across the United States, now therefore be it resolved that I, Leon Humphrey, Mayor of Carter County, on this 9th day of May 2013, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2013, more specifically June 15 through 22nd, 2013, as Paint the Town Purple Days in Carter County, and encourage all citizens to participate in this extremely worthy cause. Signed, Leon Humphrey. For your information, there's a purple ribbon that's currently being displayed on the railing between the columns at the front of the courthouse. It will remain there through the month of June. These ribbons are available through Relay for Life for $20. Parties wishing to purchase one in support of this worthy cause are to see Kathy Thomason. She can be reached, if you'll see me after the meeting, I can give you the phone number and email address that you can contact Kathy to help with this effort. The courthouse and parking areas are in need of considerable amount of maintenance. I will be addressing several items as expeditiously as the building and grounds budget will allow. First, a purchase order has been issued to pave the parking lot adjacent to Memorial Chapel, as well as the patching of those damaged areas in the parking lot here at the courthouse. The highway department is in charge of the project. Every attempt has been made to schedule the work such that it will have minimal impact on court schedules. The project is tentatively set for June 11th through 13th, with weather being the only known contingency at this time. There are sufficient funds in the 2012-13 budget to cover the estimated $16,000 cost. Within the next few weeks, I will be contacting Sergeant Williams and the staff at the Roan Mountain Correctional Facility in an attempt to secure a work crew to paint the exterior of the courthouse. If at all possible, this needs to be done during the month of August. Currently, they're going into a session with the school system and will be tied up there, but once the school resumes, hopefully we'll be able to get them scheduled in the calendar. The landscaping and lawn in the courtyard are in desperate need of attention, especially the shrubs out front. Many of them are diseased and are dying. The goal is to have everything looking well in advance of the Veterans Monument Centennial Celebration that is currently being organized. The event is scheduled for October the 13th, so we hope to have as many of these areas addressed as possible.
Mr. Mayor, that's October 12th.
I'm sorry, October 12th, not 13th. During the March 2012 meeting, I first informed you of the federal funding available through the High Priority Project Local program. More specifically, where Carter County is concerned, $449,951 that could be used for the improvements of streetscapes and pavement repairs. These are federal monies that have been designated but never applied for. They require a 20% local match, of which in this case equates to a little over $112,000, resulting in a total project of over $562,000. Jack Perkins and I discussed the matter and agreed that we must take advantage of this opportunity, so the process was initiated. One of the first required steps was for county personnel that would be serving as administrators of the contract, and those overseeing the construction of the projects were to attend an 8-hour training course pertaining to local government guidelines manual and right-of-ways. On April the 3rd, Ingrid Deloach, myself, Shannon Burkett, Jonathan Powell, and I attended the class held in Cleveland. On August 16th, Jack and I advanced a project application with all support documents to Ms. Teresa Estes, Transportation Coordinator with TDOT. Therein, a formal request was made for the authorization of a roadway resurfacing and safety improvement project in Carter County. The scope of the project consists of resurfacing and repairing subgrade issues where necessary, making safety improvements, including pavement markings, traffic signage, and other associated items, along 1.3 miles of State Line Road and 1.7 miles along Cedar Grove Road. Since that application was submitted, there have been countless emails, conference calls, etc., in an attempt to expedite the process. One thing about county government and state government is, I must say that there are times when it seems impossible for one to make the wheels of government turn. But I'm extremely pleased to note that on April 19th, we received a fully executed contract. Therein, there are many more phases which must be completed before construction can begin. It's our hope that we will be in a position to start and finish the project within the 2014 paving system. So We're on our way, folks. I have just a brief update pertaining to the assistance of that the county requested in early February through the Emergency Watershed Protection Program to restore those streams and roadways that were damaged as a result of the severe rain events of January 15th and 30th. It is my understanding from multiple conversations with District Conservationist Jason Hughes that we are still waiting on the permits from the Army Corps of Engineers. He is of the opinion that this should be forthcoming within a few days. Rest assured, Jack Perkins and I have done everything possible to expedite this matter. We are simply in a holding pattern that is beyond our scope of authority. I was provided some contact information late Friday by way of an email from Mr. Hughes, and after this meeting today, I will be on the phone with the regulatory specialist, Eastern Field Office in Nashville today to see if we can get an update, because there are roads in the county, Coney Island and others, that really need attention, serious issues.
Mayor,
Yes.
can I say, I won't that in on it, but the Corps of Engineers, if you understand that, I made a couple of national flights this past week to the scenery, trying to get Corps of Engineers to turn it loose. John has already got there. He want to know, he knows that they're living the quickest we hear something, we start already.
Yeah, I know Jack on a number of occasions has made the same calls and talked with Senator Crow and others. We're doing everything we can at this point, Jack. The Johnson County got theirs about 2 weeks ago. I don't have an explanation as to why they received theirs that far in advance, but we'll try to follow up again this afternoon and see where we're at.
Mayor, can I ask you a question? That first money that you were talking about, was that federal money?
It's federal money. Federal money, we've never applied for it before.
But you mentioned the state. Do you still have to go through the state?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So it's been quite a process. There have been many hurdles and delays, but we're working our way through that. It's part of the education process, but we're getting there.
It's a good thing.
And Mr. Mayor, if we do get this money, I've had people that ask me this question, does it take any calls from this road and that creek back up here behind my house?
Yeah, as far as the emergency watershed protection, that's covered in it. That's one of the projects was identified. These are two different projects that we're talking about here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. During the November 2011 meeting, Mary Ann Patton and I presented each of you with a copy of the complete inventory of county-owned properties. At that time, a request was made of you to review the report, take a look at the properties, and follow up with any thoughts or suggestions as to what would be the best use of each parcel. As of this date, I've not heard any response or input from anyone. The May Commission packet contains a copy of one of the 7 pages that we gave you. That's page 3 of the initial report. Listed thereon are 35 parcels that were deemed at that time to have no real value to the county, and were recommended, it was at least Mary Ann's and my recommendation, to liquidate, or at least consider liquidation of these parcels. Since then, I have been approached by several individuals who have expressed an interest in purchasing some of the properties. There's 4 in question on the list. The 4 properties are marked with an asterisk on that first page 3. The first of these is noted as being map 34, parcel 144. It appears to be a very long, narrow section of property in an embankment adjoining the highway. The only real value of that piece would be to the adjoining property owner. The second is map 40, parcel 82. This is the old transfer station located on Swimming Pool Road, directly across from the animal shelter. And I think some of you have been, yes, sir?
Excuse me, at Sycamore Shoals Drive, Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay. Sycamore Shoals Drive, I stand correct. Directly across from the animal shelter. I think some of you have also indicated that you've been approached by individuals that have an interest in that property. I've discussed the possibility of its future use with landfill director Benny Lyons. He feels that at no point in time would this facility ever be reopened. The third is map 48, parcel 42.04, which consists of a mobile home and a lot on Big Springs Road. Current tax card suggests an appraisal amount of $21,200. The fourth parcel is map 97, parcel 8.01, which consists of 11 plus or minus acres. In consideration of the 18 months having lapsed since we first approached the commission, in recognition of the fact that none of these 35 properties have any real value to the county, and noting the importance of increasing the county's tax base, I feel the process of liquidating these excess properties, these 35, should be initiated immediately. The initial phase of the process should include 4 properties, as previously noted, along with the lot that was gifted to the county by Mr. Robert Carr on December 3rd, 2011. More specifically identified as map 48, parcel 18. Broome Real Estate, at the time of that transfer, approved the property at $24,000. I know this is quite a project, and I've talked to Attorney Bowers about this in a separate meeting. We've raised this issue. To do all 35 at once, per the county attorney and per Ingrid Loach, finance director, may be a little too cumbersome. So the goal would be to have, say, 5 or so properties, including per a sell event, with one event being completed every 6 months. Thus, the total inventory of this one page could be liquidated within 3+ years. Easy, doable thing. Otherwise, it just sits here and accumulates, and we're not seeing any benefit.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, would it be proper to make a motion that we go ahead and do this every 6 months, 5, 6, 7, and get rid of this property that we don't, I have to go with this whole list.
It will be quick as the mayor finishes what he has to say.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was going to call for next, Mr. Chairman, a motion to go ahead and start the liquidation process. Thank you, Mr.
Well, I'll make that motion and we go ahead and.
I'll say.
Motion by Mr. Lewis to go ahead and sell these properties. What'd you say, it's 6 months increments? 6 months, every 6 months?
Yes, sir. Got 6 of them, 6 months.
5 to 6 properties as a county attorney and the finance director will get their way.
And second by Nancy Miller. Any discussion? Mr. Ron Cannon.
Habitat for Humanity has been interested in small properties for about 2 years now. We bought 19 lots in Carter County. Ours, we wouldn't be interested in these because they're not on sewer, but those that are on sewer, we would be interested in. The question though is, and they asked me this question, if the former property owner wants to come back at some point in time and pay the back taxes or whatever the reason was, that would preclude Habitat for Humanity from being interested. If a piece of property was gifted or outrightly owned by the county after a number of years, we would be interested. We're not interested in a piece of property that could be taken back by the former property owner, and I guess that is true, isn't it?
These are all owned by the county outright. They've been on the books for quite some time. It's not part of the list that would be forthcoming for unpaid taxes. So this is a different situation. The deeds are already in place and we are the recorded owner, but I'll defer that further comments to the county attorney.
Commissioner Von Cannon, any parcel purchased by the county through a tax sale, there's only a 1 year right of redemption. So once we're outside that 1 year, it's outright owned by the county at that point. Outside, after the 1 year, it's outright owned at that point. There's no further statute. Any property purchased by the county at a tax sale, after the excess of 1 year, then there's no further right of redemption. So it would be something that we could let you look at the deeds on, but it'd be very clear for you to use for Habitat for Humanity.
Question on the motion.
Mr. Peters, you had his hand up first.
Yeah, I would like for, I don't know where it'd be feasible or not, but as liaison for the Park and Rec, I'd like for the Park and Rec to be able to look over, or somebody to look over these, see if anything would be feasible for Park and Rec use before we.
The five that are in question today are the ones that I brought up. I don't think any of those would be suitable for Park and Rec, but again, there's still 31 because we added the one donation from Mr. Carr. Most of the other properties that are on the other list that I submitted, here to Roan Mountain especially, properties that we can't sell. There are many of those that would be suitable for Park and Rec along the river. In this process, if you recall, we did identify one excellent piece there in Hampton, but the school board declined to transfer that to us. But that would have been a great piece for a roadside picnic shelter area, and it would really have helped the people there in the Hampton community. But there are several.
Yeah, as long as we get a chance to look over it, see if there's anything we
The
would be
property
interested.
on Benton Hollow Road, would we not want to retain some of that acreage in case we wanted to widen that road?
What we can do, Ms. Blankenship, with this vote, if it's okay with the commission, is allow Ms. Deloach, the mayor, myself, once we identify these five, we'll pull the tax cards and the maps, and come back and present them to you, kind of on a presentation as a team, one by one, and let you vote on them one by one and make sure they're all agreeable to sell. We won't come back in and just say, here's 6, because there's just, you want to look at the details on each one individually. And we'll be, and we can do that as a team and bring that back to you.
And I agree with Buford, with this disc golf and all of that, coming in to vote for people to participate as far as Park and Rec, we need to look at acreage for that.
We have a question on the motion.
Question on the motion.
Call roll. This is to sell these parcels in 1 or 6 months.
Buford Peters.
Aye.
Martin Hodge.
Aye.
Nancy Brown. Joel Street. Richard Winters. Ronnie Terry. Harry Seas. Charles Von Cannon. Elsie Kester. Steve Moran. Tom Allen.
Aye.
Joanne Blankenship.
Aye.
Charlie Bailey. Bobby Dees. Ken Arnold. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Pat Hicks. Robert Goff. Robert Goff.
All ayes, motion carries. I believe we have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we recess for 10 minutes.
I'll second that.
Mayor
All in favor, say aye.
Chairman, I'll try to be extremely brief. I know Dave gets away from us. How many of you received a piece of correspondence from 911? So everyone has received that. I just got mine in the mail this morning, Chairman, and I know it's not on the agenda. If you would allow, I'll read it.
Everybody's ready, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we'll skip that. Bottom line is, though, can I just summarize?
Sure.
911 realizes that we don't have a contract with EMS at this point in time. That's cutoff date is fast approaching, and they would want from this commission a protocol, a list of people to contact in the event we've not entered into a service agreement with someone by that date. And that's understandable. They want to be able to provide the best service possible to the citizens in the county. So I know you probably won't be discussing that today based on the agenda, but that's something you need to keep in your back of your mind. Who's going to receive those calls on July 1? You got to bear with the mayor. He's having problems today. This sinus is just, he didn't know right from left. But it's something you need to really think about and work very diligently to correct. And I will rest my case, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now we'll have our committee reports and recommendations. The Budget Committee, Mr. Smith.
Budget Committee met on the 13th, and I have a list of amendments. It's that time of year from the Finance Office, needs to clean up the line items and various parts of the budget. So I'll go through these rather quickly. You have them in your folder. Amendments from the Budget Committee meeting. First on the list of donations designated for the animal shelter, and I make a motion that we accept these donations for the animal shelter.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Sisk, second by Ms. Brown to accept these donations. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Buford Peters. Keith Ritchie. Lawrence Todd. Nancy Brown. Joel Street. Richard Winters. Ronnie Trivet. Harry Seas. Charles Von Cannon. Elsie Testor. Steve Grant. Tom Bowers. Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bailey. Bobby Goode. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Pat Hicks. Robert Goff.
All ayes, motion carried.
The next item is funds have been received as a result of bankruptcy for Deep Ocean Engineering. That was for purchase of a robot through a grant. And this, a motion we need this morning, and I'll make it now, to refund the $17,195.39 received on behalf of Deep Ocean Engineering Incorporated. We send that back to the bankruptcy trustee, and this is recommended by the county attorney who has looked into this matter. And we need to clear this up.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Sisk, second by Ms. Brown to refund this money back to this company. Any discussion? I vote.
Buford Peters. Mark Hodge. Nancy Brown. Joel Street. Richard Winters. Ronnie Crivitt. Harry Seas.
Aye.
Charles Montana. Elsie Testor. Steve Lawrence. Ron Allen. Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bailey. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Chad Hicks. Robert Goff.
All ayes, motion carried.
Next is pertaining to the roof on the old courthouse building.
Building grant.
Referred this to the budget committee, and the budget committee has recommended that we take from fund balance not to exceed $30,000 for the benefit of the annex re-roofing project. So I'll make a motion that we take the $30,000 from the fund balance, not to exceed $30,000, to go ahead with the roofing project.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Sis, second by Mr. Crivitt, to take not to exceed $30,000 from the fund balance to finish this roof project on the old jail.
Mr. Chairman, along that thought process, if I heard Mr. Lopes correct, in the budget workshop, projected revenues for the 2013 year in the litigation fund would be approximately $70,000. If that's the case, and if the project comes in at what we anticipate it will, there will be adequate funds in the fund covered. So it may not be necessary.
Thank you, Mayor. Any other discussion? Mr. Cott?
Is that to roof the whole old annex building, the old jail,
Yes, sir.
the whole building?
The whole thing. The whole
See
thing.
how they can do it.
Well, the total is more than that. That's just by how much we're going to have to put with it out of the fund balance.
Okay, thank you.
See, the problem is the insulation underneath there is where it's going to cost more to have all that.
Yes, Mr. Street.
Thank you, Mr. Bowers. I was just wondering about the breakdown. It's got $599,000 for both projects. What is one project and what is the other? What's the cost?
Well, Mr. Mayor, you want to address that?
I would prefer that we don't get into the specifics as to the projected cost, because that would put us at somewhat of a disadvantage once we put it out for bids. So with this $30,000, that will give us, in addition to what we currently have in the litigation fund, more than enough to do the roof project. And I think that was a recommendation of the Building and Grounds Committee. Let's go ahead and knock this one out and get it behind us and then move on with the parking lot later. Hopefully.
And that was also the recommendation of the finance department.
Right. Any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Buford Peters. Keith Ritchie. Lawrence Hodge. Nancy Brown. Joel Street.
No.
Richard Winters. Ronnie Crivitt. Harry Seas.
Aye.
Charles Montana. Elsie Testor. Steve Lawrence. Ron Ballard. Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bailey. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis.
No.
Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Chad Hicks. Robert Goff.
20 ayes, motion carried.
Okay, the next item is a request from Andrew Worley, Director of EMA. He has received some funds from the state to purchase a vehicle for that office. he needs to transfer, to make an amendment in his budget, just a line item transfer. There's no new money involved. And I make a motion that we approve that
Second.
request.
Have a motion from Mr. Sis, second by Mr. Brown. Any discussion on this? Call roll, please.
Buford Peters. Keith Ritchie. Lawrence Hodge. Nancy Brown. Joel Street. Richard Winters. Ronnie Trivet. Harry Seas.
Aye.
Charles Von Cannon. Elsie Testor. Steve Grant. Tom Bowers. Dwayne Blankenship. Charlie Davis. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Pat Hicks. And Robert Goff. All ayes.
All ayes, motion carried.
Okay. Next item. General Fund 101, Amendment number 7. There are 29 items for a total of $515,000, $515,435.05, $42,786.16 come from fund balance. The rest of that is no new money, just the $42,786.16. I make a motion that we approve these amendments. If you have any questions, you can ask them anytime.
What budget is that, Mr. Sis?
General budget.
Have a motion from Mr. Sis, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hicks. Any further discussion? Call roll, please.
Buford Peters. Lawrence Hodge. Nancy Brown. Joel Street. Richard Winters. Ronnie Trivet. Harry Seas.
Aye.
Charles Von Cannon. Elsie Testor. Steve Grant. Tom Bowers. Dwayne Blankenship. Charlie Davis. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Pat Hicks. And Robert Goff.
All ayes.
Okay, next item, excuse me, Solid Waste Fund 116, amendment number 4. It's one item, total of $1,000. This is line item transfer, zero coming from fund balance. So I make a motion we approve this amendment.
Motion by Mr. Sis, second by Mr. Arnie to approve this line item transfer. Any discussion? Call roll.
Buford Peters. Lawrence Hodge. Nancy Brown. Joel Street. Richard Winters. Ronnie Trivet. Harry Seas.
Aye.
Charles Von Cannon. Elsie Testor. Steve Grant. Tom Bowers. Dwayne Blankenship. Charlie Davis. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Pat Hicks. And Robert Goff.
All ayes, motion carried.
Next is Highway Fund 131, amendment number 1, one item, total of $1,400, zero coming from fund balance. I make a motion we approve this amendment.
Motion by Mr. Sis, second by Mr. Arnie to approve this line item transfer. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Buford Peters. Lawrence Hodge. Nancy Brown. Joel Street. Richard Winters. Ronnie Trivet. Harry Seas.
Aye.
Charles Charles Montana.
Aye.
Elsie Testor.
Aye.
Steve Ray.
Aye.
Tom Bowers.
Aye.
Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bailey.
Aye.
Bobby Dean. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis.
Aye.
Sonia Coler. Russell Cott.
Aye.
Scott Sands. Pat Hicks.
Aye.
Robert Goff.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried.
General Purpose School Fund 141, Amendment Number 7, 3 items, $173,947.37, 0 coming from fund balance. I'll make a motion we approve the amendment.
Second. Have a motion by Mr. Sisk, second by Mr. Chambers to approve this transfer. Any discussion on this? Call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Buford Peters. Lawrence Hodge.
Aye.
Nancy Brown. Joel Street.
Because I am employed with Carter County, I have conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I require my argument, my vote answer only my conscience and my obligation to my constituents and the citizens this body represents. Aye.
Richard Winters.
Aye.
Ronnie Crivitt.
No.
Harry Seas.
Aye.
Charles Montana.
Aye.
Elsie Testor. Steve Moran. Tom Bowers.
Aye.
Joanne Blankenship.
Aye.
Charlie Bailey. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden.
Being an employee of the Clark County School System, have a conflict of interest, I vote aye.
Steve Chambers.
Aye.
John Lewis. Sonia Coler.
Because I'm an employee of Carter County, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I declare my argument and my vote answered only to my conscience and my obligations to my constituents and the citizens this body represents. Aye.
Russell Cott.
Aye.
Scott Sands. Pat Hicks.
Aye.
And Robert Goff.
Aye.
Only one no, motion carries.
General Purpose School Fund 141, Amendment Number 8, 4 items, $962,186.19, 0 coming from fund balance. This is line item transfers. I'll make a motion we approve this amendment.
Second. Motion from Mr. Sisk. Do I have a second? From Mr. Cott to approve. Any discussion on this? Mr. Brown?
I have a question. Laundry service, what do we have in the school system laundry service? We
That
have
would be their
3,000 We have 3,000 at one spot and we have 2,000 in another.
That would be their uniforms, like for maintenance,
Oh, okay.
people like that we have to have uniforms for.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Clerk?
Buford Peters. Lawrence Hodge. Nancy Brown. Joel Street.
Because I am employed with Carter County, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I require my argument and vote answer only my conscience and my obligation to my constituents and citizens this body represents. Aye.
Richard Winters.
Aye.
Ronnie Crivitt.
No.
Harry Seas.
Aye.
Charles Montana. Elsie Testor. Steve Moran. Tom Bowers. Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bailey. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden.
Being an employee of the Clark County School System, having a conflict of interest, I vote aye.
Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler.
Because I'm employed of Carter County, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to the obligations to my constituents and the citizens this body represents. Aye.
Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Pat Hicks. Robert Goff. All ayes.
21 ayes, motion carries.
General Purpose School Fund 141, Amendment Number 9, 1 item, $108,790, 0 coming from fund balance. Make a motion we approve this amendment.
Have a motion from Mr. Sis, a second from Mr. Lewis to approve this line item transfer. Any discussion?
Now, this is just for 2 school buses, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, that's transport the ones that's going over there now. What are you gonna do about the other 94 people?
I believe this is what the school department has decided would suit their purposes for the future.
I can't hear you, honey.
I believe this is what the school department has decided would suit their needs for the future.
This is.
'Cause it's
will
this
take
school
care of
year-
the other 94 kids, right?
Yes, because this school year's almost over. We won't have these buses by the end of this school
Don't
year.
add up to me, honey, the way it is.
Question on the motion.
Question on the motion. Call the roll, please.
Buford Peters.
Aye.
Ron Todd. Nancy Brown. Joel Street.
Because I'm employed in Carter County, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I require an order my vote answer only my conscience and my obligation to my constituents and citizens this body represents. I.
Richard Winters.
Aye.
Ronnie Trivet.
No.
Mary Sis.
Aye.
Charles Montana.
Aye.
Elsie Testor.
Aye.
Stephen Grant.
Aye.
Ron Bass.
Aye.
Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bailey.
Aye.
Bobby Dees. Ken Arden.
He's employed in Carter County School District, have a conflict of interest, stuff like that.
Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler.
Also, employed in Carter County, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to obligations to my constituents and the citizens this body represents. Aye.
Russell Cott.
Aye.
Scott Sands. Matt Hicks.
Aye.
Robert Goff.
Aye.
21 ayes, motion carried.
Excuse me, this last item was the Health and Welfare Committee referred rescue squad funding issue to the Budget Committee. And motion was entertained to go into negotiations with the Carter County Rescue Squad for a limited time of 2 weeks. I assume that was to take place from May the 13th at the time of that meeting. I make a motion we approve the recommendation of the Budget Committee.
Excuse me, sir, what's the motion?
The motion was to entertain negotiations with Carter County Rescue Squad for the limited time of 2 weeks.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Sis, a second by Mr. Hodge. Question on the motion. Call the roll, please.
Buford Peters. Ron Todd. Nancy Brown.
No, this needs to be took care of today.
Joel Street.
Pass.
Richard Winters.
Aye.
Ronnie Crivitt.
Aye.
Mary Sis. Charles Montana. Elsie Testor.
Aye.
Steve Grant. Ron Bowers.
Aye.
Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bailey. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis.
No.
Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Pat Hicks. Robert Goff.
Aye.
Joy, you want to change your vote?
Nineteen ayes, motion carried.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Mayor.
since 1 week has already lapsed, that leaves us with a week. Where are we at in negotiations? I mean,
I'm glad you asked.
time is,
I'm glad you
yes.
asked. I've talked with Mr. Norris, and Mr. Norris has talked with Mr. Bowers, and back and forth. I've also talked to one of the members of the board of directors, and the figures are getting closer, what we'd like to give and what they would like to take. So I feel like we have had some real progress.
So if you finish this negotiation 7 days from today, then we're looking at the calendar. Do you anticipate, sir, based on your involvement, that we'll have this thing resolved well in advance of the July 1 date?
I do.
Okay.
No, ma'am, you can't.
I mean, I just want to know, if we have a life-threatening thing,
Take your seat, ma'am.
okay, I just want to know if I'm having a heart attack.
No,
I can't
we've already had
ask
public
for
comments. Ms. March.
Would you identify the people that are involved in the negotiation?
So far has been me, Mr. Norris, Mr. Bowers, and one of the members from the board of directors. And Financial Management Committee.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Bowers?
Oh, yes, Mr. Lewis.
Well, I personally don't believe that you work any kind of deal out, especially for, only deal I think we're gonna have to look at what deal on one. $225,000 for 1 year contract. Now, these other companies, it's not gonna come in and give us no kind of service.
We're not discussing that, Mr. Lewis.
So I'm not gonna make a bad mistake.
Thank you.
I'd like to invite the librarian to come up at this time. In your package, you have the bylaws of the Elizabeth and Carter County Public Library, and we need to approve these today. Mel Talbot. This is Mel Talbot, who is our librarian.
Good morning. A couple of months ago, I came and spoke to this body about the proposed formation of a joint library board. We are currently operating under a two-board system, a county board and a city board. For the sake of efficiency and to provide better library services, it has long been a goal of both of these boards to come together into a joint board so that there is only one library board overseeing our joint library. What you have before you is the bylaws that were ratified individually by each separate board. There was a joint committee, met several times, worked out the bylaws, and then those bylaws were taken to the county library board and the city library board. Both boards separately approved those bylaws. The city council has approved the formation of the joint board, and I would come to this body to ask that you also approve the formation of a joint library board to act as the governing library board for the Elizabeth and Carter County Public Library.
And I'll put that in form of a motion that we accept the bylaws as presented.
Have a motion from Ms. Blankenship. I second. Second from Mr. Tester to approve the bylaws as presented. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
In the bylaws, it asks that we name two people to this board from the county. One I would recommend, and the county board recommend, is Dan Winters. He is with the school system. He's been very active on the board, very well thought of. The other one I would nominate from the county commission is Bill Armstrong, who is currently on the Imagination Library Board. So he would be fulfilling two positions for the county by being a member of this board. So I would put Bill Armstrong and Dan Winters as the members for this combined board.
I have a motion by Ms. Blankenship.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chambers, to place Mr. Dan Winters and Mr. Bill Armstrong on the committee. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Do y'all have any questions of Mel? This is Mel Goff. I don't know why I didn't say all of her name. But if you do have any questions of her, they've got a lot of things going on at the library. If you want to tell them about Cover Bridge Days, what you have planned, what you're doing, a special speaker.
Not for, we are doing whatever it is. We're doing something special on the car show Saturday in July. I do appreciate your support and everything that we try to do for the county at the library. And I'm very pleased to have your approval for this joint board. It is going to vastly improve what we are able to do to coordinate the efforts. And the individuals that you appointed, I'm very pleased with. And I did want to let you know that everybody that is on the current county library board that was interested in continuing to serve also has a place on what will be the joint library board. Ms. Alta Barwick has been appointed as the Friends representative. Of course, you just approved Dan Winters, and I'm kind of drawing a blank on the names, but there were several who did not want to continue serving, but everybody who was interested is continuing to serve on the board in the joint library board. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next, Andrew, do you want to come up and talk about the resolution regarding the occupational safety and health program? You all also have a copy of this resolution in your packet. And this is coming from the Health and Welfare Committee.
Thank you. The resolution you have is the continuation of the resolution we already have in place. The state has asked that we, on a 5-year basis, approve or reapprove the OSHA plan. This is the first time they've asked us to do this, but from this day on, we'll continue to do that every 5 years, just reassess our plan and then vote to continue the plan.
I make a motion to go ahead and accept the resolution.
Second.
Have a motion from Mr. True, second by Mr. Brown to accept this resolution. Mr. Street.
Just a question. Resolution to establish an updated occupational safety and health program plan, devise rules and regulations, and to provide for a safety director and the implementation of such program plan. Is there going to be additional cost to this plan, or?
No, we're not proposing any additional costs. So what we already have in place, just proposing to continue that.
Are you the safety director? That falls underneath your title already. Thank you, sir.
Any other discussion? Do we have a motion to waive the reading of the resolution?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Mr. Street, second by Mr. Chambers to waive the reading of the resolution. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? No. Motion carries. All in favor of this OSHA resolution, say aye. Aye. Excuse me. We have to call a roll. Call a roll, please.
Hubert Peters.
Aye.
Mark Vaughn.
Aye.
Nancy Brown.
Aye.
Joel Street.
Aye.
Richard Winters.
Aye.
Ronnie Crivitt.
Aye.
Mary Sid.
Aye.
Charles Marquez.
Aye.
Elsie Testor.
Aye.
Steve Moran.
Aye.
Tom Allen.
Aye.
Joanne Blankenship.
Aye.
Charlie Bailey.
Aye.
Bobby Dees.
Aye.
Ian Arnold. Steve Chambers.
Aye.
John Lewis.
No.
Sonia Coler.
Aye.
Russell Cott.
Aye.
Scott Sands. Bill Armstrong. Pat Hicks.
Aye.
And Robert Goddard.
Aye.
21 ayes, motion carried.
That's all from that. We also had the health department meeting at the health department, and The health department has done a community assessment, and Tim Bailey is in charge of this. And what they found that we have a lot of diabetics here in Carter County, and we have a lot of obesity here in Carter County. So that's what they're going to be focusing on. They have applied for the Baldridge leadership training, and in this, they have certain things within the community that they have to accomplish, and they are in the beginning level of the Baldridge program. And that's about it. And for financial management, I didn't have anything to come before.
Thank you, Mr. Blankenship. Highway Committee, Landfill Committee.
Minutes reflect our business, sir.
Very well. Building and grounds.
Couple of quick things. One, Richard Lewis came to our deal with bad organization. And a couple of our, they want to put a plaque over here somewhere in the courthouse, not being the sheriff, the chief, the mayor, we all looked at this. And it's not going to cost the county anything. It's the fact is going to honor all victims that's lost their life in the commission of a crime. Just a fact, and maybe that, but anyways, it's not going to cost the county anything. So I want to make the motion that we do this. Let them do this.
Very well, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Tester, second by Mr. Lewis to allow the Derek, excuse me, to place a plaque on county property. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
One more thing. Tearing down the pods and the walkway, there's a 10 by 10, approximately sheriff, chief, a 10 by 10 piece of the roof up there. This was laying down in the ditch. The Central Court Clerk's Office would like to have that, and they will put it over where they're in, because I guess they have their employees in place to sit out in the, out of the sun and out of the rain. They will install it, cost us nothing, that out of their own budget, if they need anything. They will have the county court will have that. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Arden, second by Mr. Crivitt to approve to give the circuit court clerk's office, on it. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.
All right.
Thank you. Law enforcement?
I just have one thing. Mr. Street come before us and, with the recommendation that we set a seized vehicle fee for storage. And this was voted on by the law enforcement committee to accept a $20 fee per day for storage of seized vehicles. And I put that in form of a motion.
There's a motion by Mr. Peters, to have a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hall, to charge us $28 storage fee.
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
Who's going to pay this $28?
I guess it'd be the person whose car it belongs to if they come to get it back out.
Yeah, but if somebody buys it at the auction, is the man that buys it from auction going to have to pay that $28?
No. No, we get the money for the car. We don't have to charge him.
But won't be going to be seized, get sold by auction?
They are. Part of the money that we get from the seized vehicles, on anything other than drugs, goes to the state of Tennessee. This is the way the county gets to get their part of the charge. If we charge them $20 a day, you don't have to send the money to the state of Tennessee. Because we have to provide the law, provide security on the law, do the auction, everything. This is one of the things that allow that money to stay in this county.
But it won't affect anybody that's going to buy it.
It will not affect that in any form or fashion.
Thank you, sir.
Any other discussion?
Question.
Question on the motion. Call roll, please.
Peter Peters. Mike Hodge.
Aye.
Nancy Brown.
No.
Joel Street,
Pass.
Richard Winters.
Aye.
Ronnie Crivitt. Harry Seas. Charles Von Cannon.
Aye.
Elsie Testor.
Along with Boyd Carter, and they have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. I have had a kind of argument, and my vote is on my conscience and obligation to my constituents, this citizens, this body represents. Aye.
Steve Durant.
Aye.
Carl Ballard.
Aye.
Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bates. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Pat Hicks. Robert Goff. You want to change your vote? Twenty ayes.
20 ayes, motion carried. Have I overlooked any other committee who has a report?
Mr. Chairman, it's brought to my attention, a lot of people's complained about us, or you, or whoever, canceling the meeting last month. And well, I understand you can, and I understand the chairman of these committees can. So I'd like the attorney to set us straight on that and get things going unless they offer me, okay?
Very well. There's that.
By statute, the county commission is required to meet 4 times per year. Hence the original term quarterly court, which I know Coach Bayless and Mr. Armstrong and some of the older commissioners remember that's what we used to always call it, quarterly court. At this point, you have no resolution on place that would stop a chairman from canceling a meeting. If this commission so chose to vote that in as a local rule, you could do that. But at this point, your chairman of your committees and of your commission can cancel a meeting if there's no business that they feel necessary to meet. But you are required, because the issue was called, it was asked of me, how many meetings are we required to have per year? So we looked that statute up just to make sure we were safe, and it's 4 per year is the minimum.
Mr. Von Cannon?
If in the future monthly meetings are to be canceled, I would like for you to consider the month of May because of graduations. Not that it creates a burden that people can't be here on meeting night, but a lot of people travel to graduations, and the month of May seems to me like a better month than April. I'd just like for you to consider that.
Thank you, Mr. Von Cannon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Tripp.
Mr. Attorney, for clearing that up for me.
Have any other committee reports? We have now one more resolution, which is a litter grant resolution. We vote on it every year. I have a motion to waive the reading of the resolution. It's short if you want to read it, but if you don't, we'll entertain a motion to waive it.
I move that we waive the reading.
Motion by Mr. Hicks, second by Mr. Hodge, to waive the reading of the resolution on the litter grant. Is there any questions?
How much is the letter grant now, Mr. Burrs?
I would yield to the sheriff to advance that.
It was right at 49,000, and it's dropped because of the way it's funded through the state. I think it's gonna be about 42 or 43,000 this year.
Call the roll.
Buford Peters. Lawrence Todd. Nancy Brown. Joel Street. Richard Winters. Ronnie Crivitt. Harry Seas. Charles Von Cannon. Elsie Testor. Steve Durant. Tom Allen. Joanne Blankenship. Charlie Bates. Bobby Dees. Ken Arden. Steve Chambers. John Lewis. Sonia Coler. Russell Cott. Scott Sands. Bill Armstrong. Pat Hicks. Robert Goff.
All ayes, motion carried. Now we come to the county attorney report.
Of course. A couple of things that were, well, first thing that quite a bit of time went into this month was the actual OSHA resolution, which you've already passed. And it wouldn't be fair to not comment on the fact that Mr. Loach's office did quite a bit of work in gathering the data for the different school employees and the employees of each county office, and did great work on getting this thing together for me. And then the mayor and Mr. Andrew Worley especially reviewing it and making sure we were ready to go. And then Mr. Worley agreed to serve as our OSHA point man. Not that he doesn't have anything else to do, but it seemed like a natural fit for him to do it, and we really appreciate him doing that. And his work on that helped get that resolution ready, and that's something we have to do on every so often basis, but it was really smoothly done because of the help of those two offices. The Little Grant resolution, which you've already voted on, was something I worked on this month as well. We spent quite a bit of time at the end of last month completing the landfill negotiations for the landfill contract. That was done with Mr. Loach's office, Mr. Manny Lyons, and that contract was entered into and is in the books with the finance department. And quite a few hours went into that to make sure that we got a contract the county could live with. It's one of those contracts that you bounce back and forth because there's just so many provisions to think about that you want to make sure the county is protected on numerous different things that could happen, and it takes a little bit of time. The Deep Ocean Engineering is something you've already voted on today and passed, and I appreciate you doing that. That is something that we worked in conjunction with Mayor Eldridge's office from Washington County, with County Attorney John Rambo from Washington County. They were the lead attorney in ordering that equipment, so when they did get the full credit, then the credit was necessary back from the county. I'm glad that's been resolved, and we can cut those checks and close that matter once and for all. Beer Board research was completed this month. We had a couple of residency requirements that had to be completed from my office for consideration of a couple applications, and that was done, and I was glad to do that. The litigation concerning the Sessions Court Judge Walton, there was two pieces of litigation that were filed. The first piece involved the actual interactions in the courtroom. The second was to do with an order that was put down concerning the routing of paperwork between the Sessions Court Clerk's office and the Sessions Judge's office. The second piece of litigation has been dismissed. We negotiated a settlement of that, and that is resolved. The first piece, we currently have a motion for dismissal that's been filed by Attorney Jeff Ward on behalf of the county. That's still pending with the court. Attorneys for the plaintiff are in the process of trying to amend their complaint to comply with some statutes. If they fail to do so, then that case could be dismissed. If they comply with those provisions, then we'll move forward deeper into the litigation and see if we can get a good resolution for the county. The Second Amendment resolutions that were passed last month were advanced to Senator Corker, Senator Alexander, Governor Haslam's office, to our various state reps and state house members from Carter County as well. A new matter was opened this month for the county. It's a state of Wynn. It's an estate in which the Carter County Animal Shelter is to receive a percentage of the residuary clause of the estate. We have filed a notice of appearance on behalf of the estate, on behalf of the county, with that estate. And we've asked for an update from the attorney handling the estate. As that moves forward, I'll provide you more updates. It very well may be that we get a nice sizable donation for the county, or for the county animal shelter that you'll have to approve or consider at some point. But it's a chance for some free money for our shelter. We had some issues come up this month between the gun club and the usage of the county firing range. The mayor, myself, Sheriff Mathis sat down with representatives of the gun club. We were able to negotiate a settlement of that without it going any farther. We put down some new rules and regulations as far as usage, and I think the sheriff will see some increased use of computerization and a website for scheduling that I think he was comfortable with. I don't think that's quite in place yet, but it's something that's working that way. It was just the sheriff trying to make sure that our county property was taken care of and was handled safely. I did do a correspondence on behalf of the sheriff to all constitutional officers of the county, reminded them that just because you're a county employee, you can't utilize the county firing range without permission of the sheriff's department first. Officer Crow, or Croy, and I don't know Officer Croy's rank at this point, I apologize, is the person, Captain Croy, handles the scheduling through the sheriff's office. And we sent that out as a courtesy as well, just so that everyone knew what the rules of the shooting range was. Because you can imagine, unauthorized usage of a shooting range could lead to a lot of liability for the county. I mean, hand in hand, it's a dangerous thing. You're up there shooting guns, even for the best shot. So we will make sure that's handled through the sheriff's department. We had 2 Tennessee Department of Transportation contracts advanced by the mayor and reviewed by Highway Department, our Highway Supervisor, Jack Perkins. Those have been fully executed and advanced to TDOT for their execution. and it was on a couple of projects I think the mayor's already updated the commission on today. We have two issues that come up with the Industrial Bond Board this month that were quite significant. In both cases, the Industrial Bond Board voted, one, to extend a pilot agreement for Borla Industries, in which Borla Industries is bringing new jobs to portions of their factory. It's approximately, I think, over 100 jobs. Without Tom Anderson here to quote on that, I don't give you the exact numbers because he's certainly our expert in that area. They've authorized me to begin work on the review of those documents. I have contacted Representative Borla Industries, and those initial drafting will be done by Hunter Smith Davis to save the county money that I'll just be doing the reviewing on the other side. The initial drafting of those documents is quite a few hours, and it's just not something we're really budgeted to handle. Once we get those back, I'll be reviewing those for the bond board. A second issue that was addressed by the Industrial Bond Board this month of significance was Commissioner Scans?
On Borla Industries, will that come before the county commission to vote on? How's the statute on that?
It goes back for the bond board only. Bond board only, yes, sir. They're authorized to do those agreements. The second issue that the bond board considered was the issuing of a pilot agreement for the Spread the Light, which they're in the old spa building on Stony Creek, I think, known as the Schaefer Building, right up from Betty's Burger Hut in that area of the county. There was no vote made to extend the pilot agreement for the current owner, but only if the company sold, if the building was sold to a new company who has agreed to bring over more jobs from a different facility, to increase not only the jobs that are there, but to bring in, and once again, I'll let Mr. Anderson speak, but I think it's anywhere from 25 to 75 more jobs. And I think the mayor was there for those meetings, but when Mr. Anderson's here, he can give you a better update on exactly what's coming in. Now that is not, no documents have even started on that at this point because the sale of the building's not been completed. I was asked to look into pauper burial and some alternatives. We did look at a company that Sullivan County does business in Sullivan County, and I'll give a recommendation to the Health and Welfare Committee that although there are other companies out there who provide services in this area, we can't make a recommendation as a county. We can't endorse any private company for this issue. And that's something you'll have to handle as a commission through your budget process of how much money you want to invest in pauper burials in this county. But there are some alternatives. We did look into that, and those are utilized by other counties. We simply can't make a recommendation for those usages, and we won't. I was asked
Mr. Chairman,
Sure.
while we're talking about that, of course, we have our pauper burial policy in place.
We do.
It's worked today, at least in my opinion, it has. So this commission needs to address early on, do you want to make any changes to that? Because until this body acts, the mayor is going to continue to process those applications as I always have, with no deviation. So it's imperative that maybe your next meeting, if you want to amend or change or leave it like it is, that's fine. Excuse me. But we need to have some directive, okay?
Thank you, Mayor.
Was asked to look into some seatbelt fine research on behalf of Commissioner Lewis of the Law Enforcement Committee, and I've got a correspondence out to Mr. Lewis, or Commissioner Lewis, as well as to John Paul's office, as well as the mayor's office, as well as to Chairman Bauer's office. In Carter County right now, if you receive a fine for not having your seatbelt on while driving, first offense, that's a $10 fine in the state of Tennessee. Right now, the fine, if you go to pay it in Carter County, is $20, simply because there's a $10 building fund for the jail that was approved, I think, in 2002, but it may be 2001, and that's in your correspondence, Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Bauer, I disagree with you because in 2009, they did vote to increase the cost on the driving school stuff. But now this is a state law.
And that's what I was going to get to, Mr. Lewis. There's a code, and it'll be in the correspondence I sent to you as well as to the mayor and to the chairman, that allows for anywhere up to $50 to be fined, to be added to every criminal and civil offense. And that is a building fund for your jail facility. The county commission, and Mr. Hardin, was it 2001 or 2? Do you remember?
I believe it's 2001.
2001, the county commission voted to approve a $10 fine per cost. Now, the clerk's office does not have the authority to pick and choose. If it's a murder one offense or a seatbelt offense, if it's a divorce, an easement, it doesn't matter. If it's a civil or criminal matter, they add $10 to that charge. There's an AG opinion that we've attached as well that states that once the county commission has approved that $10 fine or that $10 additional cost, it doesn't have to be approved every year. So once you've approved it once, it stays in place. If this commission wishes to remove that, then I can draft a resolution accordingly and be glad to do so. And when you get your research, you and I can sit down, Mr. Lewis, because I know you're concerned about it, and I'll be glad to go over everything I found for you and give you copies of everything I found in my research.
Well, I just got one more question. Can the county got the authority to override the state law?
No, of course not, but we're not overriding the state law. The state law is for a $10 fine.
State law said $10 fine?
Mr. Lewis, yeah, but let me finish a little bit. There's a $10 fine, Mr. Lewis, for a seatbelt, but there's also a state law that allows $10 to $50 to be charged on every civil and criminal charge. And that $10 is being charged as a result of the actions of this commission on every civil and criminal charge, and that goes into your jail building fund. So it's not an override, it's a separate statute that allows that. And I've got you a copy of that statute as well. And if you want to fix that or change that, I can help you. I can tell you exactly what you need to do that. I'll be glad to. Yes, sir. We did get some information as far as Mayor Humphreys has got some historical documents being delivered to the county, or potentially something we may be taking over for the county. And our county historian, Scott Bowers, prepared a form for the acceptance of gifts of documents to the county, and we're doing some revisions on that. We're working with historian Bowers and the mayor and get those things in place before next month. Did do some research as filling the positions as to the current. You had so many different committees that were getting appointed this month. We did do some research on that, and then I saw the CTAS backed up my research on. We had to have a sitting judge, and Judge Stanley will be excellent as far as setting on your records commission. She is great to come to almost every meeting and take part in things. As far as the litter complaints that were brought up in public comment, at this point at my office, I have 2 litter complaints in my office that I'm pursuing litigation on, and only 2. One is set for trial, and we're attempting to, if Judge Walton allows the ordering of that, then we will be tearing down a dilapidated building and a dilapidated trailer on that property, and then taxing that to the tax rolls to recollect that money and clean up this property. And we have one additional one that's pending right now that we've been working with the man trying to get it cleaned up. There was some that was sent to my office probably late last year that had some notice issues that have been sent back to planning, and they're working on getting those fixed. And once those are back to me, then I'll file them. But I certainly have never had a case in my office for over a year that I don't file. I like to go file those things as soon as possible. And if the lady who's here, who's got a complaint, I'll be glad to go look at the property with her and show her exactly what I've got. Judge Walton's, let's see, we went over Judge Walton's litigation. The Landfill Private Act was returned to me from Representative Williams' office, and I just got that on Friday, and I'll be advancing that to the chairman of the commission for consideration. We'll put that back on the agenda for your consideration and ratification of the Private Act. The Private Act, through Representative Tim Hill's office, I spoke with him as far as the Parks and Rec did not get considered by the legislature this year, so that'll be something that has to come up next year. I know Commissioner Peters is disappointed, but that is something that will come up early in the term next year and should be considered and brought back to this commission in the spring of 2014. The last piece of litigation pending, and just to give you an update, and it's always sad we have litigation between people in our own county office, but I know there's litigation with Mr. Schuler and the mayor, and to the best of my knowledge, that action was dismissed, but there's a motion to reconsider. It's been filed and set, and you can look at the court file on that to get an update. Attorney Jeff Ward is handling it on behalf of the county. That's what I have. Chairman Bowers, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Tripp.
I'd like to have the status on the $400-some thousand that we had at the circuit court clerk, and what is being done to it, and how long it's going to take to find out where the money goes, if it's been pursued or whatever.
I can't answer that. I have no idea. I suspect that the state comptroller's office could afford you a better answer than I could.
No. We don't do anything with that. That would be a question for John Paul.
We can back up.
Do they have people working on it, auditors, or somebody from outside coming in, or what?
It's my understanding they have somebody working on it, but like I said, that's not our office, but I have heard that they have somebody reviewing those.
We could use the money, Mr. Chairman.
No doubt about that. Mr. Tripp.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We've had a person resign, Mr. Bob Townsend, off the Park and Rec Board. I talked to you about it earlier. we were waiting on to see what the results was on this resolution that went through the state, but being it's going to be held up, that resolution would have changed, and we'd have had one representative from each district. Okay, as per state law, right now, we can only have 5. So we've had one to resign, but I'm not sure, I think. They may be 2. He may be, and another person may be from the same district. So, I'll probably have to get with the mayor or somebody to see how we need to post this. We don't need 2 from the same district like we've had. So, if I could get with him and maybe post this job from one of the other districts that's not being represented.
You can get with the clerk's office and run a advertisement to apply for Park and Rec Board. And if you're worried about whatever districts are not represented, somebody from one of them so far, so we won't be doubled up on that.
Okay. We'll have to do it like we've done it until next February.
Yes. Any other commissioner comments? Mr. Blankenship.
I went down to Franklin, Tennessee, and attended the Energy 101, which will be offered out at the Carnegie Hotel on May the 30th from 8:30 to 12:30. CCAS has hired this electrical engineer and this chemical engineer with aerospace training and TDEC to conduct this. And for the ones that are planning to run again for election, this really gives you a lot of information projecting into the future on how to manage the buildings and as far as energy savings are concerned and what you can presently do. You get enough information to make it worth your while to use in your own home, at least I did. As well as what you can do for the county. And what we haven't been doing and what we need to be doing is just a very worthwhile 4 hours. They give you a break every hour, and they have plenty of food and coffee. And another thing, UT Extension, Keith Hart has sent this out from the East Tennessee Nursery Association. Tomorrow night at 6:30 at Happy Valley High, the University of Tennessee Eastern Region's Extension Program Leader will be conducting a seminar. And I don't know if y'all have visited the greenhouses at Cloudland, Happy Valley, and Hampton. But those high school students and those instructors have done a fabulous job at all 3 schools.
Thank you, Mr. Blankenship. Can I ask you to, if you would, to put us a little reminder in our mailboxes on that?
Not what?
Put a little reminder in our mailboxes for that meeting.
Okay.
And so we don't,
Yeah.
I'll probably forget the time I leave here.
You're talking about the Carnegie?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. CTAS,
Yes.
that is, this is the first time that CTAS has hired an outside people of this caliber to come in and conduct these, and they're going across the state with these seminars on Energy 101. So it's well worth your time.
Thank you. Ms. Brown, again.
I was just wondering, does the plan not have any more up-to-date minutes than the ones for February?
I haven't had anything since then. I know they did meet in April. I'm not sure about March. Mr. Lewis.
I'm going to wait.
I'd be surprised if you hadn't.
I think you do. I think you, as a chairman, is doing these citizens an unjust. When they have to talk what's on the agenda, they ain't got a copy of the agenda. I think if they're talking about county business, then they should be able to talk about county business. But when you amend into what's on the agenda for the day, I'm sure that none of them have an agenda for the day.
It's available to them, Mr.
How
It's posted on the bulletin board and it's turned on the website. It's not.
Well, I feel like they are citizens, and I think they ought to talk, if it's county business, they ought to talk about county business.
I appreciate the comment.
What about everything that's in committee that we vote on? That's not on the agenda.
It's in the minutes, it's in the packets, those are also available to the public. Ms. Keller.
I had a phone call a few weeks ago, when we did meet in April, concerning the security in the courthouse. I got here a little early today to try to watch and make sure everybody came through the front door. And I would just like to request that my county commissioners and members that are involved with the court, that you do come through the front door to the metal detectors, please. Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion to adjourn.
Mr.
Do I have a
Chairman.
second?
Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Mayor.
There is a matter of importance. Mr. Anderson's not been here for many, many months. And we talked about the industrial barn board and some of the decisions that are being made there without, oversight of this commission. Now, I think it's just a common courtesy if somebody from that board to come and update the commission, because this should result in a substantial tax amount coming into the county or not coming into the county. So why is Mr. Anderson not on the agenda, and why hasn't he been here the last
To
6
be
months?
quite open and frank with you, Mr. Mayor, I told him not to come and waste our time unless he had something to report.
Well,
worthwhile.
You know, sir, we're investing a lot of money in Carter County tomorrow, and Mr. Anderson.
Well, his absence being here speaks that he hasn't had much to report lately. I'm sure Mr. Lawrence, will you invite him to our next meeting? I will put him on the agenda. Mr. White.
Commissioner comments. I was kind of amused, somebody brought me a copy of the newspaper on May the 9th, and they were talking about commissioners that are employed or have been employed, or their spouses are employed by the school system. And I read it, and my name was right there amongst them. And I just want to set the record straight. I've never, at any point in my life, ever worked for the school system in any capacity. Nor has anyone in my life or anyone in my family ever worked for the school system. I just thought I'd clear the air on that.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Von Kent.
I know that I've missed you guys, gals, and I know you've missed me. Here's what I'd like to say. First of all, I predicted that the next big problem with security in schools, the next big problem would be a sporting event. And it was Boston Marathon. Almost 2.5 years ago, I did a bridge report. And Mr. Superintendent of the schools, you indicated that there were more bridges than the Smalling Bridge that's in worse shape than the Smalling Bridge. We need to know those, so we can look into that. You do not take the chance with 22 kids. School bus that weighs more than a load end of the bridge. And I think the right decision was made. One has said, you caused that $105,000. So be it. When do I pay it? Because after all, it'd be worth it to keep 22 kids from dying because of a falling bridge. Where in the world is a plan to upgrade our bridges? And we've said this in committee meeting many times, and it's about time we got off the pot and did something. 434 bridges in the county, half of them are over 50 years old and going north. And 0 has been done. I would say that the criticism that has been coming my direction is totally unfounded. And I remember our good commissioner here saying that he had been maligned. I remember another situation by our counselor where he had been maligned, and it's ridiculous. The math says you shut the bridge down. And Sheriff, thank you, because I really believe that the math was there and you did the right thing by going to the superintendent and getting the job done. So I want more people to share in it than myself. So you criticize a lot of people. Thank you.
We're adjourned, Mr. Peters.
You adjourned. So
Well, we have adjourned.
you have adjourned.
Madam Officer.
I have something to
Ask him.
say about the rescue squad. That petition is on the floor.